take this with a grain of salt or take it as a valuable stock, depending on how much you trust my opinion. That being said, the two things, like the thumbnail says, are going to be about South Park, The Fractured But Whole, and microtransactions. I'm not worried about South Park. I think South Park, in my opinion, the gameplay that I've seen, just based off the TV show. By the way, the newest episode of South Park, if you watched it this Wednesday, it was the beginning of the video game, or parts of it were shown as the beginning of the video game, and I thought that was very interesting. Go watch the new South Park episode if you didn't catch it. But I think South Park, I think South Park will be fine as a video game. I know that there's been a lot of controversy with microtransactions, which I will be getting into later, that have just given gamers like myself feel ostracized because of the clear preference towards making money and putting in quality content. I don't think microtransactions will be in South Park. I think that Trey Parker and Matt Stone have done a fantastic job with at least the gameplay that they've released and that Ubisoft has released. By the way, I've seen about 2+ hours of the game, and usually you can kind of find faults with that amount of gameplay. You can start to see trends that lead to what the game will finally be. You can see consistent trends that will inevitably make up the game. I don't necessarily see any consistent trends that make the game look bad. I think that for the most part, the game looks great. I think that there's nothing to worry about the game. And I will be talking about something very, very interesting to you, I think, as the viewer at the end of the video. But moving on, microtransactions. Microtransactions have been just a huge plague in the game sphere for the past couple of years. And I went on GamerAnx. I can't pronounce their name, but GamerAnx or Anx. I went on GamerAnx and I watched their video Shadow of War Before You Buy, and it pretty much detailed exactly what I thought about the game. The game is a really good game. Apparently it has a really good narrative. The gameplay is pretty solid. Apparently it's more improved. I thought all of that would happen with the game. I thought that the gameplay looked solid. I thought that the narrative looked solid, and I thought that the game itself would be a pretty successful game. Here's the problem. It has microtransactions in it. I don't support games that go out of their way, to have microtransactions within their single-player experience. The reason why is that the grind will be artificially increased to motivate the player by microtransactions to bypass that increased grind. I knew that the game would be good. I knew that the gameplay looked good. I knew that the narrative would probably be good. I just don't support games that have microtransactions in the story player or in the single player mode. I just don't like the practice of putting microtransactions in single player games. And you can disagree with me on that fact. You can buy Shadow of War. Again, I think it's a good game in my opinion, but the problem is that it has microtransactions within its single player experience, and there is no multiplayer experience. And I completely disagree with the fact that you have microtransactions in a single-player only experience. That's been my opinion on the two situations that have been going on within the industry for really the past week. I know that it's only 2 topics. I hope you will join me next week, as I will kind of talk about things that have been kind of going on in the gaming industry. Also, Tuesday, I will be streaming. Yes, I will be live streaming South Park: The Fractured But Whole. I will have more information as the week develops. I hope you will join me for my next video and for the live stream again on Tuesday. Until then, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.